Hello and welcome to QOF 400 screencast. In this episode, we will be discussing chronic obstructive pulmonary disease template. Using our test patient, as you can see, we will assume that this person is suffering with COPD, and we'll go ahead and launch the COPD template right here. As you can see, this is a far more simplified version of the original COPD template. This was designed as such to make it easier for clinicians and nurses to run through the management of COPD. Assuming that this person has COPD, we will just go ahead and choose the appropriate code from here. Let's say chronic obstructive bronchitis. And then if we know the MRC code, then we can go ahead and choose the appropriate code as such. Based on this particular code, you can decide if you want to review your patient annually, 3 monthly, or in 6 months, as you can go ahead. One of the less known facts with regard to the management of COPD is the fact that we have to establish the CVD risk for COPD sufferers. As a result, we have added this particular calculator for the convenience of use. Then you can go ahead and say this is the current risk of 27.5%, and you can save that to the record, and you are then reminded that this has been added. Another less known fact with regard to the management and progression of COPD is the COPD CAT score. Unfortunately, this particular calculator is not available as a built-in calculator into this particular electronic medical record. As a result, it has been added as a hyperlink to a website where when you click on it, you are then taken to that particular website where the actual COPD assessment test is then presented to you. You can go ahead and enter your patient's details as such, and today's date, and then you can ask the patient a number of questions, and as they answer you, you can then enter their answers in the appropriate places. And as you can see, the scores are then established by themselves automatically, and you can just continue with that particular situation all the way to the end, and then you can calculate the scores calculated for you automatically here. Once this has been done, you can then go ahead and either print this particular page and scan it into the patient records, or you can then save it as a PDF and attach it to their records, and that would satisfy your QOF requirements. And at the same time, this particular CAT assessment becomes your base for the next COPD review. And then, of course, we shouldn't be forgetting the role that smoking play in this particular disease category, and we can then establish whether or not this person has stopped, wants to stop, or never considered to stop, etc. And we can, of course, if they haven't stopped, we can give them a smoking cessation advice. If you decided to refer your patient for further spirometry study at your practice, you can go ahead and click through that. And at this stage, let's assume that your practice nurse is now reviewing this particular COPD patient. Then he or she can use this particular section of the template to record their peak flow and forced expiratory volume 1 and forced expiratory vital capacity ratio in this section. Finally, if there are any exceptions to the rules of management for this patient, then these can be established and recorded right here. I hope this was useful reminder of the COPD management via this template. Thank you.